everybody. This is Chris Baker, the podcast host of Tell Me Your Story. Thank you for watching or listening. And today's special guest to tell his story from the very beginning all the way to the end. Well, I should say the end, but I should say up to this point. Mr. Duane Wilson. We're just
How's it
gonna
going?
do we're just gonna do what we always do. We're gonna jump into this and let's start from the childhood, man. Where'd you grow up at?
105 in St. Clair, Cleveland. It was cool. I mean, you don't know that you're in poverty until you leave poverty and come back to poverty. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we was raised with a lot of love. So, praying mother, strict granddad. My pops was around. It was pretty cool, man. Most times, and then of course, you got some times where the hood catches up. You know what I mean? You come across different things, but I learned a lot of survival skills. And one of those survival skills being comedy. You know, yeah, man, because this was the '80s. This was the crack epidemic. You know what I mean? And my neighborhood, every 13-year-old had $10,000. You know what I mean? So, you go to school and dudes have on like leather jackets and not Versace, but like maybe like MCM or like all of the fly clothes. And I'm the bummy kid. You know what I mean? Because I'm too scared to sell drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was scared. Hey man, I was scared. Like people were scared of the police. I was scared of my mother.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
I can actually relate to that. I was more scared of my father than anything.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that's what my mom would always say. She'd be like, "Don't make me get your dad in here." I'm like, all right, all
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd say take me to the precinct. Just don't call Renee.
right.
Well, but yeah. So that was it, man. I just took a big interest in hip hop music. Like when I first heard um Run-D.M.C live from the Fun House. And I don't know, I'm sure I'm older than you.
No,
So
I
I
know
don't,
about them guys,
you
man.
know that song?
I'm
Okay.
hip to
All
it.
right. Yeah, yeah. So when I heard that, man, it was like because before then it was all Billy Idol and Rod Stewart and which was cool. We rocked to it. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. Queen and all that. But to hear these cats on this heavy drum percussion and they talking they shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I cuss. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss. My bad.
No, you're cool.
So
You're
I just
telling
saw
your
the
story,
finish, but I don't want to.
man.
But just to hear them, you know what I mean, like really getting in their own genre and killing it. I'd never heard anything like that, man. So I immediately fell in love with hip hop, and so I was able to blend my love for hip hop with my comedy. So it would be times when I would rap and make like silly raps or shock value raps, that type of thing. Um, and so yeah, man, that was pretty much it. And then I got into video production. I started doing video production because I would see things differently. Like when I first heard the song "On the Freeway" by Busy Bone. I don't know if you ever heard that song, but it's a song about him and his lady just hitting the freeway and just making love on the freeway and just feeling free about it and just enjoying each other's company. Like when I heard that song, man, I saw the video for it. You know what I mean? Like I really saw it, and when I got a chance to I went to school with Bone, but I didn't really know them. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
knew Lazy, but I didn't really know, the other members necessarily. So when I actually met Busy Bone, I told him I had an idea for that video, and it just left it there. I was, but I felt great that I was able to tell the artist I had a vision. Like your song inspired me to where I had a vision for it. You know, yeah. So what's up to my people on Facebook? Doing a podcast. I'm doing a podcast. My people, man, good people. But yeah. So what else you want to know? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, how did it, like, being a comedian, how did it start off for you? What helped you decide this is what you want to do with your life?
But honestly, man, I've just been a clown my whole life. Like I was always the class clown. Shit, man, it ruined relationships. I couldn't like I feel like I'm cursed with comedy. There's a punchline for everything. Now, should you say it? That's different. But I had to like I'm cursed with comedy, man. But it was like 2012. I think the first time I actually did comedy. Like went on stage and I bombed horribly. It was it was bad. Oh
Really?
man, it was bad. Yeah, man, it was bad. And the thing about bombing is they don't boo you. You don't get booed. They just stare. You know,
They just look
at
at
least
you all awkwardly,
they
like,
just
"What's this
like
guy
yeah, like you're
talking
wasting
about?"
their time. You know. So yeah, so that happened, and which is funny because I end up the next time I went on stage, I talked about bombing and I actually killed it. So so I turned that into opportunity to write a set for it, and I killed it that second time.
Where was your
What's
first
up, OG Tank? I see you playing.
where
Oh,
was
Dale,
your
what's happening? I'm
where was
sorry.
your first episode? Sorry, man.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Where was your first your act, your first time being up on the stage? Where was it at? Where did it take place?
Where, I don't even know. It was a hole in the wall. I don't even know the name of the place anymore. But it was a contest. It was a contest. A guy named John Bruton here in Cleveland. He does a lot of open mics and stuff like that. And he just had an open mic, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go try it. Um, and that fear, man, that anxiety and the stage fright and all that, when it hits your chest, it's undeniable. And if you don't know how to use it, then that's when people freeze, and that's when they, find themselves outside of themselves. But yeah, I bombed, man. And it was crazy because it was a contest and I felt like I bombed, but like two people shook my hand and said I did pretty good. And the one lady told me I was funnier than somebody else. But I'm thinking I just, you know what I mean? But so I guess it wasn't horrible, but I felt like I bombed.
I'm just
But
thinking, like, hopefully it's not like how it was Chris Rock in that movie where they called him Bowie.
oh, Bowie, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that happens, man. That happens. Like, I'm learning about the technical side of comedy is where the same joke that hits today will bomb tomorrow. You know what I mean? And then hit again the next day. So it's like you can equate it to basketball. Your free throw percentage or something. You're gonna miss a few, but it's a cool ride, man. And you never really know the type of crowd you get until you get them. Like you can walk in and kind of speculate, okay, these are this type of crowd, but you don't really know till you really get there and you really on that stage. What they're open to hearing and listening to and discussing.
So
Pretty
you
cool.
like I pretty much see it like this. That's how you kind of get a feel for what crowd you have. You kind of test out these jokes to see, okay, if this one's gonna work. Is that
Yeah,
is that how it goes?
yeah, yeah. And that's what I like about open mics. And I always tell people go to local comedy shows. Go to these free open mics because you're looking at the next Kevin Hart or the next Mike Epps or you know what I mean or some more or and you don't know it. And for us, it's a way for us to kind of hit the gym. We're working out these new jokes, and the vibe is different. The vibe is almost like the crowd and the comedian know we're here to support the comedy as a community. And they show up ready to laugh, man. They sneak liquor in and all kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. A good open mic comedy crowd. It's hard to beat that. If you add wings to that, this is the greatest place on earth, man.
I remember
Yeah.
working at like comedy clubs and just they booze you up, man. They put some more salt on the popcorn. They try to
Hmm.
get you all liquored up, man. They try
Hmm.
to get you feeling good.
Yeah. And it pays off. Because a lot of times people have a bad day and they want to laugh, they just don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to the people that pour a little something in their cup. You know what I'm saying? They gotta take the edge off. They can relax. And it's a good time, man. It's very rarely that I've seen any like incidents where people are just ready to fight or angry or didn't leave smiling or at least content. You know,
Yeah. Now,
and yeah,
how often does that happen to you when you're picking on somebody in the crowd? Is that your kind of style, where you
oh
pick
yeah.
on somebody and then they start like, I don't know, man, I don't know if I can handle this.
Listen, man, they are there to get picked on. They anybody sits front row at a comedy show, they're asking for it.
No, you better
That's just it. That's just what it is. If you don't have that sense of humor, you should not sit in that seat. You know, and it's fun. It's a fun back and forth. I've been heckled, man. I've been heckled to the point. This one cat, but it was like a competitive banter. You know what I mean? I said, man, you should do comedy. But dude, man, he roasted me so bad. I just gave him the mic and he got up on stage. You know what I mean? I'm not a hater. Like this dude was funny. You know what I mean? He was funny. And so I don't know if he continued doing comedy, whatever, but you never know. It's just like it's really an open mic. Like it's really you never know how that night's gonna end. It could be 100 people in a dull night. It could be 10 people in the greatest night of all time. You never know. Yeah.
And like, how is it? I mean, just starting off, just when you first got on there, did you have a packed house, or how did that work out for you? Getting tickets and everything.
For me, like first time me doing
Yeah,
comedy,
yeah, for you
man,
first time doing it.
it was a room full of chairs, man. That's all you saw. A room full of chairs and somebody in the back sweeping. That was it.
That was
That was it.
it.
Man, that was it. Cleveland, man, Cleveland is hard on local talent, man. Cleveland, like whereas other cities are just they'll just come out just to see. Cleveland hard on local talent, man. Like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. That's not true. If you can make it in Cleveland, because we don't care. You know what I'm saying? But if we rock with you, if you prove yourself, then we show support. Then we pull up. You know what I mean? But off top, Cleveland don't care at all. You know.
Now, did that
Uh,
affect your confidence at all that first time? Were you kind of like, okay, I still got some room to grow here? What was going on in
well,
your head?
it was more inspirational. It was because I'm most comedians are wired differently, man. Like it's almost a curse, or I don't know. It's like a glitch. I'll see an empty house, and whereas people say nobody's had to support me, my thing is I'm gonna write jokes about the last time I was in. I did an empty house show. You know what I mean? Like I'm just wired differently, man. Like comedy is really my therapy. Like I'll be on stage really saying what's on my mind. People just happen to laugh at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like,
Oh, y'all think it's funny? Like,
I
huh?
wonder. I'm saying, I wonder if a lot of people understand that too. That a lot of this is coming like it's not written material. That this is stuff that's taken in place in your life, and you're kind of just kind of joking with it, putting it into making people laugh about it. What you said is
Yeah.
like relieving you too, helping you out. It's your therapy. It's like, yeah,
Man, it's
this is
therapy,
real.
man. Any comedian would tell you they like sometimes you'll hear a comedian say, "I need to find a stage." That's it. I need to find my therapist because Richard Pryor, man, Richard Pryor. Comedy was his therapy. If you listen to his catalog, you know his entire life, man. He lets it out, like because otherwise, like let's say the things Kevin Hart went through. God bless brother Kevin Hart. If he wasn't a comedian, if he didn't have a sense of humor about that stuff, dude, it'd be bad. Eminem, like it goes on and on. Like if these people didn't have Robin Williams, the list goes on. We have a glitch, man. Like we deal with stress differently. Like it's funny to you, it's painful to us. See what I'm saying? It's a glitch, man. Like comedy is something different. It's different.
I don't know. I'm not a comedian, but I'm kind of glad I see the other side of how you guys, looking at it. I kind of got a taste for it just being in comedy clubs and getting to know comedians and just knowing the backstory, how it all plays out, how you guys get out there and you're just, like you said, you're doing it all through like making jokes on yourself and your life and what's going on, but it's truly just kind of helping you out in a way too. But
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
imagine, like you said, that first setting you had just chairs and a guy sweeping.
The dude
I bet
sweeping in the
that
back. Yeah,
I bet that
yeah.
ended up being a part of some of your material though. You just use that as some of your comedy. Start telling people like, man, my first show.
Yeah, you're just talking about your life experiences. That's all it is. And if your experience was you performing in front of a empty crowd, then you talk about that. Like it's therapy, man. It's real life therapy. But then you have hilarious things that happen to you in your life. And you just remember those anecdotes. So you may hear a comedian say the same joke 2 or 3 times, and that's just because they're reliving that moment. So yeah, man. I'm excited. I love it. I love it. Like we're shooting a special. Um, what is it? June 16th. We shoot my first comedy special, and it's called call it Mommy's Lulu. And because my mom, she called me Lulu. You know what I mean? So call it Mommy's Lulu. And I'm hoping that it inspires young brothers to embrace their mom's love. I don't know everybody's situation. I'm just speaking in general terms, but we have the stigma, at least in my culture, where it's cool to be a savage. It's cool to be heartless. It's cool to be, you know what I mean, a person who doesn't care about others. And so I just want to change that stigma. And it's not everywhere. There's a small percentage where this is, but I want to focus on that small percentage. And so if I can be an example, if I can say, hey, I'm a grown man out here, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, you know what I mean? And I'm still mommy's Lulu. And I put that on the stage, man, and let that be the thing that people see for this comedy tour, then if they can feel inspired, then I feel good about that title. So we got that going June 16th. And in fact, April 21st, in 2 weeks, we're having auditions because, of course, I need more comedians. And so we having auditions at Blitz Bistro in Euclid, Ohio. If anybody has my information, you can hit me up and I'll send you the Jot link so you can sign up. And to any comedian who's auditioning, even if you don't get picked for the show, we're going to record your set and give you a copy, and that way you can promote yourself, in the meantime.
Hey,
So
all right. I like
yeah,
that.
that's what we doing, man. That's what we doing. No charge. Just go ahead and get your money. You know what I mean? So that's what we trying to do, man. Really build a platform and a culture and like a hub, for Cleveland talent, to just flourish and do what they do.
And there is so much talent just in the Cleveland area itself, even in Akron out there. I mean, it's all around there. Just gotta have the plug, just like you said. Get more
Yeah,
people out there.
yeah. And all we gotta do is pull together. I mean, like I said, I'm a big hip hop head, man. So I look at what Atlanta did. I look at what Houston did. I look at what California did. Those rappers, they all just like the Bay Area, they just band together and just do songs for each other, uplift each other, just cross promotion. And so we just the same formula. So if I have this opportunity, this is how I'm gonna use it, bring people with me. Even if I don't know them for real. Like I don't know a lot of I know a few comedians, I don't know like all of them, but all of them are welcome, you know?
Yeah, eventually down the road, though, you will. They'll know
Oh
who
yeah,
you are, without a doubt.
yeah. I'm the guy that gave them a free video of their set.
But hey, you remember that guy? We was opening up for him during his show. Now he's opening up for us.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. That's what I'm shooting for.
All right, let's step back a little bit, kind of go back into your high school experience and just how was that?
High school, man, I was a class clown. I'm talking about like I was extreme, bro. I got my homeboy Rufus. Some of y'all people watching this on Facebook. I used to go to school called Health Careers, right? I went to Lincoln West first, and then I spent 3 years at Lincoln West. It was ninth grade, 10th grade, and 10th grade at Lincoln West. And then I left there and then 11th, 12th, health careers. So we had health careers, and my homeboy Rufus, man, who didn't even go to school at this point. He was in love with this chick named Lori, this girl named Lori. Lori was beautiful. She's like 6 feet tall, chocolate. She was gorgeous, man. And Rufus was just crazy about Lori. And so he would he would do extreme things. Like one time he this is a true story. This is a true story. One day we all coming out of school, and you have to catch the bus, right? When you leave the building. Suddenly down the road, you see a dude with an afro wig, sunglasses, a cheerleader skirt, right? And high tech boots with a big bowl of freshly baked biscuits. He's coming down the street. This is I swear to God, it's a true story. Rufus comes down the street singing. I'm talking about down a double yellow line, down the street,
He's
double
walking.
yellow line.
He's in the middle of the street.
He's walking directly in the middle of the street on the double yellow line, down the street, and he's singing and dancing, and he's saying, "Everybody in the land, I'm the buttermilk biscuit man." And he start passing out biscuits to people in their car, and like he just walking down the street singing and dancing, and they're eating the biscuits. People are eating the biscuits.
Well, he's being
So
true to his
like,
word, man.
yeah, so I mean, he just did crazy shit, man. Excuse my language. He like this crazy stuff, but he was trying to impress Lori, you know what I mean? But we'd do like just wow, I ain't no wear no skirt, but we'd do some just crazy stuff, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, we was rappers, you know what I'm saying? So we battle whoever, man, and have comedy in the rap and just be like, I was dope, you know what I'm saying? And so that was high school. That was on as far as my talents and all of that, man. As far as curriculum, school, I wasn't really feeling it. I really felt like a lot of the tests were culturally biased. I feel like the teachers didn't care. Um, we had a few teachers that did, and of course, we still try to stay in contact with them if we can. But it was a lot of teachers it was clear they were just there for a paycheck, man. So
Yeah,
when you see people drop out in 11th grade and you wonder why would you wait this late in your career to drop out, that's why, because they just fed up. Um, and so now, ironically, I'm an advocate for youth. I'm a behavior specialist at a school, and so I take those experiences from my high school time to kind of go back to the kids and kind of give them the cheat codes. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
how to deal with that, how to deal with that type of teacher, understand what everyone's role is, type of thing. And so that's what I've been doing, man. But high school was, you know, and again, I'm in the hood, so just like things you don't realize that is just, I don't know, like you would know people that can steal cars. Like you know somebody every time you see them they're in a different car. And
Yeah.
it just is what it is. It's like, yo, that's such and such. All right, I'm not getting in that car, but I'll holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that, man. I was told that we were the cat told me I was the only positive dude he knew in the hood. And this dude was smoking crack at 14.
Wow.
Yeah, he was smoking crack at 14. And he told me he's like, you the only like like they would rob. This is gonna sound crazy. So you would know the robbery crew, like these guys. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, that's just such and such. But it was a respect thing, man, because like again, I had a praying mother, and she prayed over the neighborhood. Like she just, her and my grandmother and granddad, was a sense of community. And even though they would go out and do what they did, those guys did what they did. They never hit us. They never hit our house. And I was there from '86 to '04. They never hit our house. You know.
That's definitely a lot of
So
prayers taking place there.
yeah, yeah, and a lot of times, like my mom was like the safe haven for a few of those kids. Like one time, a kid accidentally burnt his house. He ain't burned all the way down, but he set the house on fire, and he ran over to my mother and just hugged her and told her what he did. You know, so yeah, my high school experience, man, it was well rounded. It was well rounded.
I'm just glad the kid that, burned his house down, it wasn't his girlfriend. That had happened just here not too long ago.
Really,
Dude ended up messing around on his girl. And that
oh,
happened here in Sandusky. He
mm,
messed around on his girl, and the girl went over, and while he was in the house with this other girl, set the entire house on fire because she was mad about it.
while they were in the house.
Yeah, they got out. Everybody's okay. But I was just like, wow, holy crap, man.
Hey
That's a
man,
whole nother level
listen.
right there.
Listen, on the real, I don't know what your fan base or your crowd is, whatever, but I would tell them if they're gonna, try to choose that single life, to always use protection. And I'm not even saying just STDs. I'm talking about, biologically when you mix fluids and juices, what you become a part of each other, and then so for him to, you know, unite with her and then unite with another, she's gonna feel away. And yeah, so you can't play with that, Reverend Al Green, Al Green, man, he cheated on his lady. She waited till he took a bath and she boiled some grits and poured grits on him while he was in the bathtub.
Wow.
You ever heard that story?
No.
Al Green, the guy that sings Love and Happiness. That's what happened. And then after that, he became a reverend.
Well, I mean, a lot of people probably would even think that too with his love songs and just him in general,
Yeah,
man. And then
yeah,
hearing what his girl did to him, it's like, wow.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
said he became a reverend afterwards. He was
He
like,
became
oh,
Reverend Al Green. Yep, he went to church.
I don't blame him.
It's like when if you pour hot water on somebody, it'll evaporate. So it's like a few minutes, yeah, but grits stay there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hot grits just stay there. So yeah, yeah. He found God after that. you know.
Now, after your high school experience, did you go to college at all, or what happened after you were finished with school?
After high school, I didn't go directly to college. Again, I was gonna be a rapper, so who needed school for that? You know, I wasn't, man. I'm so glad I didn't make it because if I would have signed to a deal, they would have jerked me, man. Like I would have been one of these where are they now? Like I know it, I know it. I'd be straight up where are they now? And the label took everything. Like I know I'd be that guy. I'm glad I didn't. Glad I didn't make it. But no, I just I tried to work jobs and stuff like that. I knew I wasn't going to be selling drugs. I knew I wasn't going to do that. Um, after being afraid of my mom, once I got past that phase, I realized a lot of the cats that was balling a couple years ago, they all either getting sent away or they just not coming back home. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I don't want none of that. Like it's not worth it. And but so work some jobs and stuff like that, man. And eventually I went to school. Like I said, I want to do video production. So around like 2000 or so, I went to Cleveland State to study video, and I knew more than the people there. like, like and I don't know, like I learned different terms, but as far as the function, like I was better than like most of my classmates effortlessly, you
Hmm.
know. I was like, okay, this kind of a waste of time, you know. So I did that, joined fraternity, joined the IOTAs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my frat bros, joined the IOTAs. And then I've been basically, man, so I finally got back in school, just slow paced it, you know what I mean? It took 20 years, but I finally got my associate's degree in graphic design. So I just got that last year actually.
Congratulations, man.
So it took 20 years, man, but I got it, you know
It's
what I
never
mean?
too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, yeah. And so now, I do my own graphics, I do my own videos, you see I got the green screen behind me, so start doing some more productions and stuff like that very soon to promote the show. Like I say, the show is June 16th at LaSalle Theater, East 185th off Lakeshore in Cleveland. And it's the Mommy Lulu tour, man. We're gonna have fun. It's going down.
I believe without a doubt, man, it's gonna be a great show.
People. Yeah.
Everybody's already listening to you right now.
I got three people. I got three. Hey, I rock with y'all. Thank you. I got three people.
Got your
Oh my God.
supporters.
Oh, I got three again. Yeah, okay.
It ain't them
All
three
right.
chairs, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
like the
just the
three
brooms.
shares. It's okay. It's okay. It's three and tell three more. I'm good.
It's just the brooms now. They're just sweeping back
Mhm.
and forth.
Yep. Yep.
So when you was working outside of the school and stuff, were you doing like little comedy skits there, or you were kind of still in the rapper phrase and you were kind of seeing testing the waters there?
So I was a comedian before I knew I was a comedian, man. Like I'm for real. Like I really have a glitch. Like anytime I'm having a conversation, if I talk long enough, I'm gonna start cracking jokes. And no matter what the circumstance is, like I have to stop myself from saying certain, like, dude, don't say it, but it's funny, don't say it, you know. And I'll be talking to myself in my head like that, you know. Um, so it was just, yeah, I would have any job or whatever, wherever I was, I'd have them laughing, you know. But I was scared that it's different to be funny in conversation than to stand on stage and somebody saying make me laugh. That's different. So I was scared to hit that stage, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did.
How much did you get paid on that first night?
Nothing. You don't get paid.
No,
You don't get paid. There's nobody who are you entertaining? There's a bunch of chairs. Like who you
no,
nah,
I'm
it's all
saying
on me.
like your first paying gig. I meant to say your first.
My first paying gig, D Hawk. Uh this cat named D Hawk, man. Cleveland's own D Hawk. He does a character Uncle Freddie. He's like viral famous. Snoop Dogg is, and everybody retweeted him and stuff. He paid me $5 my first show.
$5, man.
$5, man. $5. It was at the Dog Pound Grill on St. Clair. He worked it out to where you can do like a comedy night I think it was every Thursday. And every Thursday we go up there, whatever, and just talk shit, man. Like we would just, just I don't know, just get on the microphone and just vent. You know what I mean? One time, Don Shear, this white cat, Don Shear, man, is my homie. Uh, a lot of times, man, when you go to bars and they're not there for comedy, they'll talk while you're up there. They'll talk while you do your set. They'll talk over you. So Don Shear, we at the Dog Pound Grill, man, in the middle of the hood, middle of St. Clair. Don Shear, my white partner, man. He tell all these black people to shut the hell up. Like that. Don went up there. He was like, "Y'all need to shut the hell up." That whole place shut the hell up. It was like Don is no joke, man. His aura, his energy is just like he is like alpha for real. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna hear these words, you're gonna feel this fist, you know what I mean? And nothing in between. So yeah, shout out to Don, man. But yeah, $5. D Hawk paid me $5. And it was like $5 every week. And I felt like a working comedian. I was like, "Oh shit, that's what I mean? That's $5. That's a very good meal. I can do that. That's with change back." So yeah.
Now, was it a challenge at all for you to keep performing? Yeah, but at the low rate. Like I'm talking like in your relationship wise, where a lot of people were down on you, like you ain't gonna make it, man. Do you have a lot of those, or were you just
Man, I could tell you I'm so blessed. I got the exact opposite. I got like the polar opposite. Um, brother named Sam Silk. and I would always accredit him to this, man. Sam Silk is a big radio personality here in Cleveland. Um, he has restaurants, stuff like that, man. And he meet all the celebrities, and he's been in all of these circles for years, right? So one day we were talking, he looked at me, he was like, "Man, when you gonna start doing comedy?" You know what I mean? Like, and I sat back because you got to consider the source. You got to consider who just said that to me.
Yeah.
Somebody who's been around everybody. You know what I mean? And the way he said it, it wasn't like it was a suggestion. It was like he's sick of me not doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like it almost chose me. Like the comedy industry or whatever almost chose me. Like, bro, you need to like stop playing, get out there. You know. So I got the polar opposite, man. So I feel very blessed. I got a great fan base. Like my people right here on Facebook. I love y'all. I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing a podcast. I got my family. Yeah, Hawk just said what's happening. Yep, what's good, Hawk? And my cousin Erica. So I got a great fan base, man. I have a great support team. Um, so yeah, I had the polar opposite, to be honest with you.
All right, kind of give us a taste of what it's like in the life of a comedian before you get on shows, before sets. What takes place before you get to that stage?
I think everybody has their own rituals. I like to do cardio to get my heart racing, so I have the energy when I get out there. Because a lot of the times the shows are around 8 o'clock, and if you don't take a nap, it's over. If you don't take a nap around, you take a nap around 3:30. I don't know, 4 o'clock or so. It's over. Especially being, I'm 46, so I start nodding at the party. I'm there long enough. I'm doing this, Yeah, so I like to do car. I do like jumping jack stuff like that. Um, I don't drink any alcohol. For a couple reasons. One, I slur my words, and two, one time I got really drunk and I fell off the stage. Like, fell off. But I fell off really slow. I didn't just hit the ground. I fell in sections. Like I was trying to hold, because I'm drunk. I'm trying to hold on. Man, I knocked over the DJ booth, like the DJ turntables. I knocked down the curtain. Like I like slow fell. So I don't drink. Trying to eat too much. I don't know. I just because I get the anxiety, and if I got food in my stomach, it's gonna come up.
Yeah.
You know, you know what I'm saying? Like I might snack or something, but I don't know, man. But after the show, for me, it's almost like you ever got into an argument and after the argument, you wish you would have went back and said something else or
Yeah.
said something
You
more.
had what you want to say.
Yeah, it's like when I get off stage, I was like, no, I want to stay on stage. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to pull me off the stage. Um, but yeah, it's just, I mean, just a regular life, man. You got to get your rest. Um, that's it. Get your merch together. Make sure you got your t-shirts or your, whatever you're selling afterwards, whatever. And people buy, man. People, but they'll support you. Like they know you're not famous. They know you're not rich. They know you're not established. But they'll buy your t-shirt just because. You know what I mean? Because they want to have a part in your journey.
Yeah.
And it's dope, man. Comedy crowds is different, man. Comedy crowds is different.
I kind of just describe that feeling, just an up and coming comedian, just getting that people are buying your merch, coming to your shows, and kind of just supporting you. People you never met, and just to really, I mean, basically what you've been thinking about your whole life, and then
Yeah.
take it place into your reality. Just kind of describe that feeling.
Just the feeling of what it becoming a reality.
Yeah, just becoming to your reality. Just what you've been thinking about your whole life, what you've been dreaming about, actually taking place in front of you.
It hits faster than you think, you know, because well, for me anyway, I'm so busy trying to build, you know, I don't really notice I really don't notice when it pays off until it like hits me like, oh man, I just did a fashion show with Eva Marcel. I don't know if you know who Eva Marcel is, but she is a big freaking deal. You know what I'm saying? She is huge, bruh. And somebody called me, hey, I need you to host this with Eva. What? Who, me? Like, you know what I mean? Man. And so I was like, hey, I went out there and I did my thing, bro. I'm talking about I cracked jokes. I did crowd control. I mean, you name it. I gave them the biggest show I could, man. because that was just amazing to me. You know what I mean? Like that was just amazing. It was a lady that heard that I was gonna host with Eva, and she makes her own wine. And through channels or whatever, she was like, "Hey, can you uh, give this to Eva for me?" So I was even in my blessing, I was able to help somebody else with their journey. You know what I mean? Whether Eva drank the wine or not, like she received that, you know, that gift. You know, so that was dope, man. So it's just like when you feel it, when you feel that the celebrity, right? The celebrity kick in, it's dope. I got free pizza one time. I got a free pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big
Yeah.
time out here, man. I'm doing it, Chris. Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty cool. Comes with a lot of responsibility. You know, you gotta watch what you say, watch where you know what I mean? You gotta watch how you move, stuff like that. But that's just intelligence. That's all. It's just intelligence. Um, but it's pretty cool. At this point right now, it's pretty cool. Nobody got like I ain't stalker level yet. You know what I mean? So I ain't gotta worry about that just yet.
How do you feel about that though? Once you get to that part in your life where you're at that stage, are
Well,
you gonna be
I know I'll
comfortable
get
with it?
this. Yeah, I know when I get to stalker level because you get to rob you level first. Like right now, they rooting for me because I'm poor still. Once I start getting money, then they're gonna be at the rob you level. You know what I mean? Like that's a nice watch, and that's that type of thing. And then you reach the stalker level. So I got time.
Now, do you have a goal where do you just want to stay in Cleveland, or do you want to eventually be able to just branch out? Do you have like a place in your mind where you want to get to?
Yeah, man. Like I said, we doing the tour. We're gonna do this tour this summer, and honestly, we only have one date. We have one date, but I'm gonna call it a tour anyway. You know, you can tour the facility. um, but yeah, I want to travel. I mean, like anyone else, man. I want to take it as far as it can go. You know, shoot, man. If I gotta learn Cantonese jokes, then that's what I'll do. You know, if they want me over there, I'll go over there. You know, it's whatever. I'm open, man. And bigger than that, I want to create the platform for other people. You know, like even with mentoring, I mentor kids, and it's kind of off topic, but so I mentor kids, and every morning I meet with a group of sixth graders, you know, to check their behavior, you know, room type of temperature check, see how your day's gonna go. I have a caseload, and today I showed them. We talked about Slick Rick, right, and the significance of his gold chains, you know, and they got it, man. Like they got it, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm creating a platform for other people to grow, you know, whether it be my students or other comedians or, you know, people podcasts. Like I want to be that conduit, you know, to help people get to their goals, man.
In other words, what you're saying is you want to plant, you're planting your seeds, and you want to see them grow,
Yeah,
you want to see them
yeah,
blossom. Better way to
yeah,
put it.
absolutely. Yeah. Like I look at Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop has helped everybody. You know what I'm saying? Snoop don't have to do a damn thing for the rest of his life if he don't want to. But he just like to see other people do what he did, you know? And I think that's dope, man. Like I want to be like that, you know. I don't want to just smash and grab and run away and you never see me again or nah. You know, I mean, I still got to play it right because again, people will rob you.
Yeah,
They will rob you. Yeah.
but
Um.
I totally agree with you though. There, it's just to be able to do that, just be able to plant your seeds on people, and just to get back and see them them seeds planted and grow, and not only
Yeah.
that, but also see them take the seeds that you took to them and then pass them on to others and keep going and going and going. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a cool feeling.
And I've seen it come back. You know what I'm saying? Especially with mentoring kids, man. I've seen it. Um. You know, they become adults and then they request you on Facebook. You know what I mean? You see their moms and dads, and you know they're just great community people of the community type stuff, or they're in school getting their master's degree, or just like you just see their path, you know. And the biggest thing for me is like if I had anything to do with that, I feel like I did my job. You know what I mean? It's dope, man. It's dope. So I take that same strategy and I'm gonna use it with comedy. You know, I don't lose my light by helping to illuminate you. And even if I help you and you know you step on me, um, you know we both know what I did for you. You know what I mean? It's already there. So I'm okay with what I'm doing, man. I feel like I'm living a life that I should live. I'm good.
Yeah, and that's no there's no better feeling than that, just knowing that you're on that road that you wanna be at. A lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
struggle throughout their lives trying to figure out where they wanna be at in life, and being that you're there and I'm there and I'm feeling it too, it's just knowing that you're on the right path and you're helping
yeah,
others along the way, giving back, can't beat that
yeah,
feeling, man.
yeah. It's dope. I feel like I feel stronger when I'm used as a vessel. You know what I mean? Like the power, like the source of the power is not coming from me. I'm just one of the instruments. You feel me?
Yep,
And I like that, man. I like that, because I still got to improve on myself. Like even with, mentoring the kids. After I don't know if you ever like did like a summer camp or any of that type of thing, but after a while they start mentoring you.
yep,
Like man, these kids will tell you the truth, man. Especially if you wearing something that's clearly out of fashion. You know what I'm saying?
they'll
They're
let you
gonna tell
know.
you.
They're gonna let
Oh,
you
they're
know.
gonna tell you in real time. In real time, no filter. You know what I mean? So they keep you on your toes too, man. They keep you young. You won't get set in your own BS. Like it's just dope, man. It's like, especially with the new generation, like they have so many different points of view. Like we were taught one thing, and this is that, and that is this, and that's all. Whereas these kids wiped away all of that information and they're starting fresh. It's like they hit a factory reset. And then they look around like, no, wait a minute, what about this? What about that? And man, they show you some dope stuff, man. They show you some dope stuff.
And the most important thing of it all, though, is it keeps you humble. It keeps you at that level, man. It
Yeah,
keeps you from getting
yeah,
too big with yourself. Keeps you the ego small. It keeps you
yeah,
humble.
yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
then you're just truly grateful and blessed for just everything that's coming your way and how it's playing out.
Dude, I'm so happy of what's happening in my life right now. And I'm working for it though. It ain't like just coming to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm working for it, man. Like, but it's like, you know how it is. Like if you do putting any work and you see a result, if you see one result of your hard work, the average person is just going to get more, and you know what I mean. You're going to get more inspired. Oh, wait, that just okay. Boom, let's double down. So that's how I'm feeling, man. It's pretty cool. What's up, people? Max, what's up, Max? Love you.
Yep, and that's the best feeling though is seeing your accomplishment for something that you've been working hard on and seeing it get out there and people starting
Hmm.
to catch on to it and you're just like you're just kind of feeding it now. Now you want to keep going and going because you're seeing the
Yeah, man.
results.
Yeah, yeah, and it's dope. It's dope. Like just the way it happens. It's dope. Yeah.
And now with you helping out the kids, how does that make you feel though? Because like you said, it was harder for you because, like you said, the teachers didn't really seem like they gave a crap at all. So being able to teach the kids, like, hey, you can do this. You got this.
Man, it's like somebody made this analogy. It's like if you take a group picture, like we all took a group picture, and you look at that picture, what's the first thing you're gonna look for? You're gonna look for yourself, right? You're gonna look for yourself in that picture. Where am I? Oh, there I am, right? Big problem. This is not my words. I forgot who it was. It was somebody else. They said the big problem is these kids don't see themselves in this picture. They see themselves as a student and stop, right? Because the teachers don't look like them. The teachers aren't from their culture, And then some of the time, not all, but some of the times, the teachers don't even really care about what's going on in their lives. Some teachers teach just for the test, right? I'm not saying all. I'm saying the ones that I had to go through. Yeah, for sure, a lot of them. Not all though. Um, so what we do, and I'm not alone. I can name off 20 good brothers and sisters that of all cultures that come in to help these kids and really show them, hey, I went through that. I've been through it. Let me show you how to navigate through it. And it helps the kids see themselves in that picture now. And it's not. And what I love about it is they're very accepting. Like back in the day, man, it was black versus white, right? It was just that's just what it was. We was raised black. Mayday was stay in the house or don't go to Little Italy. Like just little things we were taught. You know what I mean on terms of race. These kids ain't like that necessarily. If you see the black kid and the white kid fighting, it's because somebody was a butthole and they got punched in the face. Because you know what I mean? Like it's a legitimate reason. It's a legitimate reason. You know, and I love it, man. And in terms of mental health, kids are more they're more into mental health. They understand autoimmune diseases. They understand, physical limitations. And I'm talking about in terms of like third grade. Like when I was in third grade, if you had a wheelchair, they make fun of you. If you, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're so more advanced than we were. I believe they're more advanced than us, man. So it makes it even greater for me if I can encourage that. They're already consciously on a higher plane than we were at their age. So if I can still bring in that cheat code on top of that consciousness, this kid's gonna be amazing, man. It's gonna be amazing.
All right, this might be kind of giving away your secrets and whatnot. But what is your strategy towards the kids? How do you help them out? What do you say towards them?
I tell you, it's a culture. I use their culture. You know, so I'm from the hip hop culture, right?
Mhm.
And right now, hip hop is the biggest genre in the world. It's the leading culture in terms of pop and mainstream. It's the leading culture. So I'm in a position where even though it's my culture, it's the world's culture. So I incorporate that. I use Slick Rick. I introduced them to Slick Rick, Outkast, Lauren Hill, Alicia Keys, Pink. I played Stupid Girls. Oh my God, bruh. I don't know if you remember the song Stupid Girls by Pink. I
Yeah.
played that for I played that for a group of my girl students. Oh, they fell in love. They loved it. Because we're in the era where everybody's a bad bee and they get what I mean, and they use their body parts to get a guy and all that. And then I played that video for them, man. They lost their mind. They loved it. So I incorporate the culture, man, and it's just a bridge. You can use any type of bridge because all of the allegories are interchangeable. Through whatever medium you use. So I just use it as a bridge, man. I just use hip hop. It's close to me. I know about it. I can give examples. Um, sometimes I give them homework, stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. I just talk to the culture.
You keep talking about hip hop. I want to tell you, like, I just had a couple on here not too long ago, a married couple that just dropped their own album called T Vix and Miss Diggs. They're from
Yeah,
Akron, and they're pretty much changing the game, man. Because, like you said, everybody's after the complete opposite. These guys are coming out as a married couple, dropping albums together, and they're just doing their
yeah,
thing. And I was like,
yeah,
just thinking the other day as they were on here, I was like, wow, that would change everything up because then, like you said, all these kids are looking up to the wrong stuff and going after the wrong things. And if they were
yeah,
to get back to this over here, like what these guys are trying to do,
yeah. It's a shift, man. It's definitely a shift. Black love is being celebrated way more than it used to be. Um, and you see these couples, whereas like in the '90s, the DJ at the party would be like, if all the ladies, if you got your own money and don't need no man, raise your hands. And the girls are like, I don't need no man, right? And then they go home single. you know,
all the single
it's
ladies.
new. Huh?
Said all the single ladies.
Yeah, that's all the single lady. But this generation, man, is different. Like the again, the thought is different. They pull together now. I think they saw what the effects of I got money, I don't need a man. How that could how could it affect the household, and so they're pulling together. And but yeah, shout out to what was the couple that got the album? What was their names?
Their names are T Vic. His name's T Vic and Miss Diggs.
T Vic and Miss Diggs. Shout out to y'all because that's the beautiful thing, like coming together. Here in Cleveland, we have these poets, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and they've been doing poetry live, and they've traveled doing poetry. I really think when they argue, they rhyme when they argue with each other at home. You can't convince me otherwise. But then you have Boy Toy and Young Sean. They're a married couple, and they drop albums together. Even on the national scale, you got Remy Ma and Papoose. Like they rhyme together. So I love to see it happening, man. I love to see the people getting back to love. And we didn't shot the club up. We didn't effed all the bees. We didn't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I want to go back to. Is back to
yeah,
like how Key Sweat was. Everybody go back to
yeah,
what are the
yeah.
Icing Brothers? Al Green.
And again, that's what I do for my students, man. Remember, I taught a group of kindergartners a flashlight by Parliament Funkadelic. There's a part when you go flashlight. and the DJ cuts the music off and lets the crowd scream flashlight, I taught that to the kids. You know,
Oh,
try to take them back to real music, feel good music. Um, I feel like this music is like get shot music. Like I got shot to this song. Like you know what I'm saying? Like let's get back to the happy music. Let's listen to the cookout music.
yeah, go back to the
Yeah,
good songs, man. The Temptations, Barry
yeah.
White, Marvin
I mean,
Gaye.
I feel like we can move forward with the music itself, but not lose the essence of what it's supposed to do. You know, let's talk about situations again. And the cats don't do that. It's like they throw money and the girls twerking, and that's cool. I love money and I love twerking. Don't get me wrong. Well, I don't twerk, but I love to see
Uh-huh,
twerking.
sure, sure.
Let me get that. But but it's more than that, man. It's more stuff out there than that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Just opening eyes, man, to the younger crowd to see that that's not what it's all about. But
Mhm.
there's more stuff out there. Okay,
Yeah, and
I know there's somebody probably watching, listening right now. I'm kind of getting this vibe right now that
mm,
says that you was a rapper at one time. Can you still spit them bars?
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
hear it,
You want to
man.
hear something?
Yeah.
All right. I was raised right there on St. Clair, on 105. Well, they'll shoot up your mama's house, smoke a burner and drive. Broken deprived. Focus on why most of us die. Gunshots too loud, so we just poke them with knives. You never seen, dressed so clean, your next door neighbor pistol whip a pregnant fiend. Tried to short him, said her daughter was sick. His heart was hard as a brick. The argument started with, bitch, who you arguing with? I'm walking home with a bag full of books, past the gaggle of crooks and stragglers who point and laugh as they look. And when they snag what I had, I wish your dad would have took time to teach me how to fight back. But he's getting drunk, lived 10 minutes away, and I ain't seen him in months. I'm a young black male trapped in this hood. Jesus, what's up?
That was all off the top of your head?
No, I wrote that.
I was like, man, that sounds like you ripped that one out. You had that
I
one
used to be that
saved.
nice. I used to be that nice, man. I used to freestyle songs like Snoop. I remember Snoop used to always freestyle, and so yeah, I'm trying to get my freestyle game up, but I, I'm not there no more.
That's why I was thinking, like, man. And people don't, I mean, really stepping into that real quick. And
Hey, Trevi.
a lot of people don't realize that you kind of, when you're going in, when you're being a rapper growing up, kind of in that phase, you go through a lot. You got to go through the battles, the crowds, and everything.
Yeah.
Kind of give us a taste of what that was like before you were a comedian. Is that what kind of helped you more becoming a
Yeah,
comedian?
man. Yeah, like growing up, like I said, at high school, junior high, high school, I've been rapping since third grade. Again, when I heard Run-D.M.C's Live from the Funhouse, I was in third grade. Blew my mind, right? So I've been rapping ever since. So in the lunchrooms or study halls, when we always, beat on the tables and stuff like that, make beats on the table and rhyme and battle each other. So I was always accustomed to battle rapping and just, rhyme sessions and ciphers and stuff like that. So that wasn't no problem. So when I had to do it on stage, even though I was nervous, I could run out there and I had the music and you know what I mean. I could all that stuff. Um, so it was cool. I look forward to it. And then like hip hop, it was the golden era of hip hop, man. Like 89, 90, 90 to like 92, 93 maybe at the end of 93. But it was like the golden era of hip hop, man, where it was like, yo, you round, let me hear something. Like it was so fresh and new. Let me hear how Sandusky rap. Let me hear how, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was dope. And I always kept an arsenal of lyrics. And I was pretty decent at freestyling. So somebody wanted to battle, like, bro, we can do this. You know what I mean? So it was cool, man. And I still incorporate a lot of that into my comedy. Like, if I feel like my I'm losing the crowd, I'll do some hosting type. Where all the single ladies, or you know what I mean? That you try to incorporate it, man, and it works. It works for me.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that, like, man, how that's gotta be a gift though to have to go
Yeah,
from like being in battles and stuff, but using that also as a strength when you're starting to lose, like you said, when you're losing your crowd, you're like, okay, I can bounce back to this real quick, use that
yeah,
little bit, and get people back into it.
yeah,
And how
yeah.
nice
It's like,
is it just knowing that you got that, man, just having that as a back.
yeah. I study like artists, and I forgot what artist said it. He was like, "Don't look at it as show business. Look at it as the business of show. Like how am I going to show you my talent? What am I going to put in place to, you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
instead of just going out there and hoping you have a good show or a good set these things up. Okay, if this, I'll give you an example. Bernie Mac, one of Bernie Mac's famous Def Jam performances, he'll say, I ain't scared of you, right? And kick it. And then the DJ played the beat, whatever. I watched a documentary recently where they said the guy before him bombed, like just flat out bombed, right? So Bernie was like, nah, I'm about to put this in place. Kid Capri, when I say kick it, play the music. When I say cut it, cut it. And then he went out there and he did it. And it became his breakthrough performance. So it wasn't show business, it was the business of show. How am I going to show these things to these people? So that's how I attack it. So if it's a rap battle, or if it's a comedy contest, whatever, I'm setting up my blocks. Y'all not gonna know it, but I'm setting up my blocks. You know what I'm saying? When I touch that stage, it's over. I even go pee first. Like I do a whole. I don't want to catch. I don't. You know what I mean? Like I do. I'll be ready, man. I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
Let's do this.
Hey, let's do this. Let's go. You know, press record. Let's do this. You know. I'll be ready. A lot of times I try to stay humble. When I hit that stage, you can't even talk to me for real. Like this is mine.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
you put yourself in that mode.
Yeah,
You're focused,
yeah.
ready to go.
Yep. On stage and in the gym, those are two times that I'm uncoachable. You know what I'm saying? My ego just takes over, man. Like I'm angry Kanye. Nothing, nobody can tell
Oh,
me anything.
oh no! Hopefully you're not that bad.
I'm nah, bro. When I'm yo, trust me. I play angry Kanye music when I'm in the gym.
Really?
Like, yeah, man. I do. Only the angry songs.
All right. What your go to, man? What your go to for Kanye?
Black skinhead. Black skinhead. If I knew what I knew in the past, I would have been blacked out on yours. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's just a Hulk out kind of song, man. I don't know. I'm like again, I'm wired differently. You know, I'm wired different, man.
All right. Being that you're from the Cleveland area, have you ever come across who is this? Steve Harvey? Has you guys ever crossed paths yet?
No, uh, no.
No.
They just named a street after him. I guess his old street. I think it's 100 4th or 113th in Superior, but they just named it Steve Harvey Way. So he got his, he got his piece of I guess Cleveland. But no, man, I would love to meet Steve Harvey. Like, I would love to just sit and listen to any advice he give. And that's one another thing I do when I meet comedians. A lot of people want like autographs, and pictures and stuff like that, man. And that's cool, but I want some words. You know what I mean? Like I met Tiffany Haddish. Right? I met Tiffany Haddish, and I said, "Hey, you have any advice for me? I'm a comedian. You have any advice for me?" She's like, "Keep your thing in your pants." That was her advice. That was her advice to me, man. I said, "Okay." And then, I'm married anyway, but it's like that was her advice to me. And then you start seeing people getting caught up in these issues. It's like, oh, thanks, Tiff. You know, she gave me some jewels. Yeah.
All right. Now let's step it into the life as a comedian. Kind of get back to there a little bit, and kind of give us a taste of like behind the scenes, what takes place, like when you get together with people, stuff like that too. Like, do you come across a lot of people that try to hook up with you?
Um, no, I mean everybody knows I'm married, and they understand. It's not a big deal. But like I said, if somebody wants to be a fan and like get a hug and a picture, that's cool. But nobody really like come home with me. Like I don't get that. I don't get that type of stuff, and I'm glad too. I don't get that. But any type of life, any type of success is going to draw attention. It's going to draw attraction. You know, and again, you got to just stay grounded, man. And even if you would, there's a someone who's single out there, you can still get caught up. Some of these people, they're looking for someone to sue. You know what I mean? Like you see how they be trying to set people up. Shout out to Drake though. Did you hear what Drake did recently?
No, what happened?
So a lady, Drake, was having relations with a young lady, and he went to the bathroom and disposed of the contraceptive, right?
Yeah.
So he come back into the room. The lady then goes into that same bathroom and tries to put the condom inside of her to get herself pregnant.
What?
I mean, it's Drake. The dude, like, you can't really fault her for that. Like, it's Drake. Dude is dumb rich. Like, you know. So, but what Drake did was he put hot sauce in that condom.
Oh no.
He put hot sauce in that condom. So when she inserted it, she was screaming from the bathroom. Shout out to Drake. You gotta think ahead of people, man. You gotta, you know.
And then you gotta think also how many times has like to be able to do that, to know to do that, how many times has he come across that? How many times has people tried to do that to him?
Right, right. You probably seen some of his buddies get caught up, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, you got to pay attention. Got to pay attention. You
Talking
know,
about
I,
Drake, man, came up, dude came out the wheelchair and started just busting the bars out, man. Back
oh
when
yeah,
he was on
yeah, yeah,
Degrassi,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
he moved very smart. Like again, he's another person. If I met him, I would just sit quietly and write down everything he's saying. You know what I mean? Like you gotta remain a student of it. You gotta remain a student of it. Like I even have people that have done comedy, started comedy after me. Anthony Mayo, there's a guy named Anthony Mayo. He started comedy after me, told me I inspired him. Ant is on fire. Like he's just on fire. So when I talk to him, I say, hey man, tell me about XYZ. And I take notes. It's you have to, even though you can be a teacher, but you still gotta be a student
Yeah.
in order to you have to. Because once you think you know it all, then you fall off. You become unrelatable. You
And
know, you,
I mean, you're hitting on a solid point too. That's like the best advice to take in.
yeah,
Whatever you're chasing, always be willing to learn. Never get to that point where you're unteachable. You always want to be the student. You always want to learn new tricks,
yeah,
man,
man.
just to keep yourself going.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
You
why?
know,
What happens if you don't?
you fall off.
Yeah.
You fall off, and you'll see it, and you see it like a lot of artists. There's one person. There was a comedian. He was on his way, and from what I understand, he acted like he was bigger than what he actually was, and burnt some bridges. You know, and so now, not to say he can't get it back, but now he kind of got to start over. You know, so but yeah, I just try to take those lessons, man, and I learned, the bigger you get, the more humble you have to be, in order to stay grounded. Because man, you get caught up with this Hollywood stuff, and they'll have you thinking, you need 100 plastic surgeries, and you got to buy this, and you have to date that person. They really sweep you away, man. So you got to stay grounded with it.
And then also, most importantly, you gotta understand your roots, man. That's the most important thing is knowing where you grew up at and what you learned. And
Yeah,
being that the lifestyle, you didn't choose it how you grew up, but you know better as you're older now to stay
yeah,
humble and appreciate everything that's around you.
yeah. And then what I learned from growing up on St. Clair, I now use it for other kids who are growing up on St. Clair. So it's like each generation is going to do better than the last generation. That's what's happening. You know what I mean? Because kids are now we're in the age of information, so these kids are learning about what happened. And then if I could take it a step further, that's why some people are against what they call critical race theory. I don't understand why do you think it's a theory? Like it's proven fact. It's not a theory. These things happen. You know, um, but so they're trying to block those types of pieces of information, but it's inevitable. Everything moves in a circle. It's you look at anything, man. Your weekday, it goes from Sunday to Saturday, back to Sunday. Everything, life, death, life. Everything go back in circles. So now we're in the age of information, and these kids are hungry for the information, and you can't block it. You can try, you can postpone it, but you're not going to stop it. So
Well said.
I know that was off topic, but I just wanted to say that part. These kids are different, man. They really different, and if we don't advocate for them, then you see what happened when they figured it out on their own. The Generation Z, right? Um, things got crazy. Like it's cool to pop pills now. It's cool to sip uh what is it, cough syrup. Like it's like you could have did that in the 90s, in the 80s. Well, not in the 90s. You could have did that in the 90s, you know. So now we gotta just embrace those kids because now they're hungry for the knowledge. So if they get the knowledge and the guidance, then the next generation will do better than us. I know that was off topic. I'm sorry, but I just had to.
No,
Just had to.
you had the mic, man. You had to tell the truth right there, and you just did. You spoke to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that you did too, because really we need to hear that more than ever,
Yeah.
especially like you said, what Generation Z and everything that's going on with them. And that was going to be actually my next question. But cancel culture, how do you feel as a comedian? Is it kind of getting tough for you out there to watch what you say, or
Man, if you don't offend people, you're not doing comedy right. Comedy is the only genre, I feel like the only genre where you gotta just that's the release valve. You could be whether it be acting or sports, whatever, you can put a cap on all of that. But comedy is the release valve. I'm saying what you're thinking. That's why you pay me to say it. I'm saying what you can't say. Now, if I can't say it, then what are we doing here? You
exactly,
know,
exactly?
like cancel the hell out of me. I don't care. I don't care. Like honestly, like it's stupid. And people pick and choose what they're offended by. They don't. There's no blanket of offense. They just, oh, you said this about that, and I feel okay. Well, feel these nuts. Like, I'm sorry, I mean, but you know what I mean. Like, so what? Back up. You know what I'm saying? Watch something else. Um, People are too sensitive. Like they just too sensitive. Now some things, yeah, some things are just you just don't make fun of. Just certain things you just don't make fun of. But most things you can make fun of, you know, and it's okay. And if it makes somebody mad, then you said the right thing
Yeah,
because what came from the heart reached the heart, and that's what comedy is.
yep. You're speaking to somebody right now.
Speaking, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if like George Carlin, one of my favorite comedians, all he did was piss people off. That's
Yeah,
all he did.
but
Yeah,
why? Why? Because he spoke the truth, and
he
still
spoke the truth.
the stuff that he said back then is still playing out to this day.
He said what other people were thinking and can't say themselves. So they paid George Carlin to say it for me. They call Richard Pryor a preacher. You know what I mean? He was on every drug. you know, they would call him a preacher. Love you, auntie. That's my auntie.
I love Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. That comedy duo was crazy. I love Stir Crazy. I didn't like Silver Streak. I did like Hear No Evil, See No Evil. That was funny.
That was a hilarious movie, man.
And Richard Pryor was supposed to be in Blazing Saddles. Like him, that was supposed to be another buddy movie with him and Gene Wilder, but he was, in a different headspace, and they didn't want to risk him not showing up for work
Yeah,
to shoot it. So yeah, but he was supposed to be in Blazing Saddles too.
left at a young age, man. Still had a lot of talent,
Yeah,
but hey, it still carries on to this day.
yeah.
All right, as we begin to wrap this thing up,
Mhm.
um, good question for you is: say somebody right now is an up and coming comedian and just is looking for guidance or advice, man, really how to get his name out there. What should he do, or what should she do?
The main thing before you start talking about promoting and marketing and all those things, you want to make sure you get on every open mic that you can. Um, Not to get your name out there necessarily, but to be comfortable on stage in front of people staring at you. That's the main thing. One thing I learned is because I did some audition tapes, and they'd say like, "Yeah, you're funny, but you're not comfortable." You know, like your jokes are hitting, but you're not comfortable. So do your crowd work. Hey, how you doing? Where you guys from? That kind of thing. So I would say that to the up and coming comedian. I would say be true to yourself. Don't model yourself after anybody necessarily. Pull it, inspiration, but don't just say I'm gonna be this guy. I'm gonna be like that guy. Like don't do that. Don't follow man like that. Um, Speak your mind. It's the last thing I say. Just speak your mind. I used to get in trouble, man. I used to get suspended for cracking jokes, and I get paid. Like it's weird. you know what I mean? It all comes around. It comes around.
All right, bonus questions to wrap this thing up. What is besides your comedy tour? What should we expect from you in the future? What goals you
A
got
lot more,
going on?
a lot more digital content. Like you see, I got the green screen. Again, I'm a video editor, graphic designer. I keep saying I'm gonna start getting into animation, and I'm just lazy, but I want to get into animation. So there'll be a lot more digital content, um, tours, another album, just staying busy, man. Just gonna stay busy, and just keep inspiring folks. Just keep doing what I'm doing. That's it. Yeah.
Um, Second question: Where'd you find your love at, man? Where'd you find your wife?
My lady, we grew up in the same neighborhood. Um, and she told me no 4 times. Like, no. I was a jerk, man. Like I was so like, all right, so again, growing up with everybody, not everybody, but a lot of dudes having a lot of money. If you didn't, you wasn't, it was hard to get a girl,
Yeah.
right? So I'm taking this, I'm taking the wrong way on this one. It's hard to get a girl, whatever, you ain't had some money, whatever. But I had a sense of humor. So I could get them, but I couldn't keep them. You know what I mean? Because eventually you gotta feed them,
Yeah.
And so so once I got older and started getting money, lifting weights, you know what I mean? Now I'm attractive to the ladies, and that went straight to my head, dude. When I tell you, when I teach the kids how to stay grounded, that's because I wasn't. Like I was so arrogant. I spoke about myself in third person. Like I was true story. I was that arrogant, man. I was that arrogant. So that's when her and I met, and she was like, "Hell no, like, nah, get out of here." Um, but then had a like a I don't know, change of mind type of thing in my life. Like I just put away that player stuff. I just didn't want to, it wasn't going anywhere.
Different
And
mindset. Yeah.
yeah, and then we found each other again, and it was weird because everywhere we go, we'd see each other, and no matter where I was, I'd see her. It was weird, almost like and I relate to everything in hip hop. Suge Knight, Vanilla Ice gave up the initial money for Death
Yeah, you
Row.
hung them over the balcony. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was almost like that. Like every time I seen her, she was like, you know, she was there, or whatever. So we hung out for like 2 weeks nonstop, man, and that was 18 years ago.
Does it feel
Yeah.
like it?
Nah, it doesn't feel like that because I had a seizure and lost a lot of my memory. So maybe 18 for her is more like 11 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Last question. Pretty simple. Dogs or cats?
I like both. I like both. We had a cat. We had a cat that hated my wife. Like she hated her. I don't know what it was, but um, I had bought her a new pair of boots. I bought my wife a new pair of boots. And you know how you line up all your shoes, like in the shoe closet or whatever, they all lined up. The boots was in the middle. This cat pooped specifically in those new boots.
Oh man.
Nothing else. No other boots. Like, no other shoes. Specifically in those pair of boots. So we had to get rid of the cat. But I don't know. I never really had too many pets growing up. I like dogs for one reason. I like cats for another. I like cats because they're jerks. You know, I like dogs because they're chill. They're protective and stuff like that. And they just want to eat and get their belly rubbed. Very simple people. Creatures. So I'd say both.
All right. That's it, man. I just want to say thank you for coming on and telling your story, telling us from the very beginning to up to this point.
Thanks, man.
If anybody wants to reach out to you, get a hold of you some way, how can they do that?
All my social medias are Uncle Lou 216 UNCLELOU 216 Uncle Lou 216. Everywhere, man. You just hit me up. If you want to send an email, send it to spikeloucomedy@gmail, and let's talk about it.
And where can they listen to your material at?
Everywhere. My album, I mean, seriously, is literally streaming everywhere. I streamed it on Xbox. It's everywhere. You're
All
on YouTube, Spotify, Tidal. I don't care where you listen to music. Instagram, I don't care where you listen to music. Spike Lou, I mean, seriously, is playing.
Well, you guys heard it here, man. You heard the story of Duane Wilson. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is Chris.